Hi Libra, how are you doing? So this is going to be your monthly reading for, I nearly said September. I'm recording it in September for October 2024, messages for October 2024. You can consider these messages to also count for the new moon solar eclipse in Libra on the 2nd of October as well. And for Pluto going direct in Capricorn on the 12th of October. Thank God. If you've watched the channel before, you keep hearing me going on about Pluto and what it's doing, because I just feel like it's I'm getting the Pluto effect. I'm getting Plutoed. I have been for years, and yeah, I'm working through it, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm ready for it to be over. Which it probably won't be fully over for a while, but any kind of shift, I welcome in any kind of shift, I think, at this point. Right, so I did your meditation. So these are the decks I'll be using for the reading, the Oracle decks. And I did your meditation. The first thing I saw for you, Libra, I saw a pot of gold. It had coins in and it had notes in as well. And obviously, I live in the UK. I was born and raised in the UK, but I saw dollars in there, notes, dollar notes. For some reason, I'm not sure why it was dollars and not pounds, but oh well. It was gold coins as well, like, you know, like how you'd imagine like in a cartoon if they drew gold coins in a pot of gold. It was like that. So then I realized that this pot of gold was behind a glass, and it was like someone was watching it from behind the glass. And I thought, why are they watching it from behind the glass? And it was like, because they need to know how to get to the pot of gold. And then it felt like the person was having to solve a puzzle, like, you know, I don't know if you've ever seen The Crystal Maze, or it made me think of Saw, or one of those movies where they have to complete weird tasks or whatever to get to something, weird puzzles to get to something. It felt like that. Then it went from that to seeing like a lift, an elevator. The specific words level up came in first of all, and then after that it was like someone was inside the lift, and I don't know how much the time was, so I'll say every so often the lift would kind of, it was stagnant, and it would kind of slip downwards like about an inch, like a jolt of an inch down. And it was like the person needed to decide or choose what floor to go to stop it from jolting, to stop it from dropping. And I did make notes on this because it came in quite quickly. So yeah, they were trying to, it was the need for them to decide what floor to choose. But it was as if they weren't sure. So I don't know if someone's feeling a bit lost or uncertain about what the right choice is. It's like they felt like that they could end up choosing the wrong floor, which it's like, it doesn't matter if you choose the wrong floor, you just get back in the lift and go on a different floor. But for some reason, it was a big deal for this person choosing the right floor. So that was the meditation. We're going to get into your messages. We're going to start with a message from the Sacred Destiny Oracle, first of all. So what do we need to know for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising for October, with the inclusion of messages for the new moon solar eclipse and Pluto going direct in Capricorn, please? What do we need to know for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising? We have embracing, okay. And I feel like, is that a moon? I can't see it properly. I feel like there's a moon. It feels like it could potentially be a full moon up there. I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah. Okay, so you've got the embracing card. I'm just waiting for it to go clear, hopefully. Do you not want to go clear? Yeah, okay. I'll get your tarot cards out and then I'll read the message in the book. So what else do we need to know? I'll just give them one more shuffle. What else do we need to know for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising for October, please? What else do we need to know for Libra? So your overall energy is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man can be an energy of surrender, an energy of sacrifice. Sometimes, I mean, with the embracing card, it could be about embracing surrender. When he's in reverse like that, it sometimes means he's come out of limbo, so he has surrendered, or he may have experienced what he's needed to, like had, you know, like if you need a bit of a timeout to figure things out, and then it's coming out of that timeout to take action and do what needs to be done. As weird as it sounds as well, on the other end of this spectrum with it in reverse, it depends on what comes out and clarifies it. It could be where someone avoids having to make a decision. we'll clarify it to get clearer on which end of the spectrum it is. But let's see what else comes out. So we have, right, that one. Seven of Pentacles, I mean, that's, wow, okay. Well, the Seven of Pentacles can be a card of assessment or reassessment. The Four of Swords, for me, that can be a timeout and a card of deep contemplation as well. Let's get a couple more. Right, we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower. Right, okay. So let me get the the embracing card out first of all. Well, actually, what I feel like I want to do for you is I like to do a bit of like a look at the cards freestyle first of all, and then do it as an, like, read it as an actual spread. So as a freestyle sort of reading. So there is a need to come out of limbo, I would say, as a freestyle reading, first of all. You may have spent a lot of time assessing things, considering things, maybe considering what the right opportunity is for you. But there could be fear. The tower here could be a projection of fear, of things falling apart, or if there's something that you need to change drastically, there's the fear of making that change. And what's the word? The oh God, what is it now? I can't think what the word is. It's like when you know when there's going to be a really dramatic outcome. The fallout. That's what it is, I think, the fallout. Concerns about the fallout. If you make a necessary change for a new opportunity, you might be concerned about the fallout. But I think there is going to be a need to come out of limbo. But I'm not sure when, how soon that needs to happen. Okay, let's read that embracing message and then we'll clarify things and get clearer. So embracing, it says, a floodplain is a naturally occurring phenomenon in which the land adjacent to a river floods out to far banks of the surrounding land during times of high water. Land that is normally dry may be underwater for a period of time. When this occurs, silt, sand and nutrients are deposited. For this reason, floodplains are often areas of great fertility as well as rich ecosystems. They are excellent areas for lush, abundant crops. It is a natural occurrence that allows life in all areas to thrive. So it says, the sacred landscape wants you to know. Sometimes life overflows with emotions which can feel uncomfortable. However, the ensuing result of this discomfort, I feel like that towers the discomfort, you know. This discomfort can be of great value, perhaps arising from okay, something else is coming in here. I'll try and hold on to that. From an unseen or unknown source. You get this card when emotions are seemingly overflowing or not flowing at all. Cherish the overflow of emotions and embrace the times that seem murky, for your inner floodplains are being replenished, and as a result, there will be great spiritual and physical expansion. Embrace all your emotions. When you do so, greater prosperity and fertility will flow into your life. Alternatively, if your emotions have been blocked, this is the time to explore and experience them. And that can refer to that as well. I know it's often about spiritual development, but your emotions are a part of your spirituality, aren't they, as well? The feelings, the intuition, everything. So yeah, again with that tower, because of what it was saying about the floodplains, it's making me think of that thing when the dam breaks. Because when a dam breaks, it falls apart, doesn't it? Really, like the tower. Okay. Let's get some clarity on these cards now as a spread. So we're going to look at the main energy first, which is the Hanged Man. Just give this a shuffle again. I would say, I mean, obviously it spoke of embracing your emotions. I think there may be a need to embrace the change as well. If you've been delaying it at all, I mean, I'm not saying you necessarily have to rush into anything, but if you've been resistant to change of some sort, it's a time where it's like, it's coming up now. The time is coming. I mean, it's Libra season, and I think I've said, well, no, I don't think, I know I've said this in other readings, that from what I know, our own personal new year is like our birthday or our birth season. Obviously, I've said a million times I'm a Libra, and I can already see I had to backtrack actually, because there's some stuff come up for me as well, and I realized that I do tend to make big decisions around endings. It always happens in bloody Virgo season, and I was like, that's really odd. I looked back to my diaries over the last 3 years, and then I thought, yeah, because technically Virgo is like, in my day-to-day life as a Libra, Libra would be the first house as a day in your day-to-day life, not in your birth chart, which would mean that Virgo is the 12th house, which is the end of the zodiac in your personal zodiac. So I can understand now why those things happen in Virgo season. Like, I haven't intentionally done it that way, but it's because the Virgo season is like the end of my own personal new year, and then Libra is the start of my new year. So it's like clearing things out to start fresh. But anyway, the Hanged Man. So yeah, if there's it may be the time now. I mean, I'm recording this on the first day of Libra season. You'll get these readings probably just before October, the beginning of October. They are for October, but yeah. So the Hanged Man, what do we need to know about that? We've got the Six of Wands. We have the Two of Swords. I'm getting surrender to action. Because if you've been in a Two of Swords state, that is a bit of a state of limbo, isn't it? Where you've got two truths, you may be considering what decision is the right decision to make. And it's like you can't sit on making a decision for too long. Like, yeah, obviously you need to take time to figure things out and allow the answers to come in, but you can't have two truths forever. You can't sit in a state of limbo forever, fearful of making the wrong choice. Right, anything else? Well, that's another card of limbo, the Eight of Swords, where you're kind of feeling mentally stuck, trapped, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to resolve something. Again, potential fear of doing the wrong thing or making the wrong choice, or feeling like you don't know what to do or don't know what the answer is. I would say embrace how you feel. Like, what do you want? Yeah. Embrace what it is you actually desire, what you hope to achieve, first of all, and then that will help to guide you, hopefully. Anything else? Knight of Cups, embrace how you feel. Let's get one more. And we have the King of Swords and the Five of Swords. Yeah. As I say, embrace how you feel. What is it that you actually want? What is it that you actually want? Because then you will know how to move forward, or you'll be able to decide how to move forward, what the next steps are. And a thing that has kept on coming up for me now for quite a few months, well, I think it's been coming up for longer than that, but I'm just very aware of it at the minute, is this whole thing about interference. Obviously, it's natural for us to seek advice and support when we're trying to figure something out and we're feeling a bit stuck. And that's fine, and it can be very helpful, but we have to be careful of when it becomes interference and it sways our decisions. So that's something to look out for. Like, when is it good advice and when is it actually swaying you into making a decision that you don't really want to make, and you're just going along with someone else's idea because you feel like, oh, well, you know what, they probably know better than me and I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, sometimes it is the case that someone might know better than you, but you have to really be discerning with that. If you are making a genuine choice that comes from your own sense of desires and your own sense of integrity as well, or if you're just going along with what someone else wants. So yeah, overall with that Hanged Man, as I say, it's a time to come out of, if you've been kind of keeping yourself mentally in a bit of a state of limbo, it's a time to come out of that now. And as I say, acknowledge what you want, and let that kind of guide you to action. So let's now look at the rest of the cards. So we've got the Seven of Pentacles as a past energy, and again, it's just an energy of deciding if something's worth the time or effort, whatever that is for you, whether it is a relationship, a job, anything. It could literally be anything for you, a financial opportunity, an investment of some sort, whether it's a physical investment, emotional investment, mental investment. Seven of Pentacles, what do we need to know? Is there going to be growth is the question that comes to mind when that comes up. You're assessing, is it worth it? Because is there going to be growth? Is something going to come from it? Whether it is a physical result or just even a feeling. I mean, it's probably more physical with the seven of Pentacles, but even just the feeling where you're like, if I do this, am I going to get pleasure out of it? Is it going to be worth it? So Seven of Pentacles as a past energy. So this was first. This one was first. Five of Cups. Okay. I can see why that's come up in the past. Yeah. Let's get a couple more. So you've got the Queen of Wands, Five of Cups, Four of Cups, Page of Swords. Yeah. There's a bit of a feeling of trial and error with the cards that have come up here. It's a feeling of trial and error where, you know, when you're willing to take a chance on something and you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know what the outcome's going to be. You don't know if you're going to like it. You don't know if it's going to be worth it. But you've got the enthusiasm with the Queen of Wands that, you know what? I feel like this is what I want to do right now. I want to give it a go. And then the trial and error comes where you may end up in a situation where you try it and you don't like it. It could be disappointing, or you just feel like, oh, actually, it's not that satisfying. And that's the new truth that comes from that. You started off with enthusiasm, but then you have a new truth on that. And you're more aware of how you feel and what you do want. And I think that's what that past energy is. And that will impact your future decisions as well, won't it? So like that whole thing with the lift of the fear of making or worry of making the wrong choice. It's that past energy may be influencing you in the present, and that's why there's a state of limbo, because maybe you've made things that you feel were past mistakes, or you felt it wasn't right for you. Like you may have had a lot of enthusiasm going in, and then we're like, shit, what have I done? This was not a good choice. I wish I hadn't done this, or this isn't right for me. So yeah, let's put these away. And let's look at that Four of Swords. So Four of Swords is the challenge. The challenge is coming out of the state of limbo, I would say, and feeling secure enough to make a decision, to choose a path, to take action. But there's also the question here with that Ten of Cups of deciding, well, what would actually make me happy as well? And that's probably a big consideration, is that you want to embrace whatever it is that's going to make you happy, but you can't know that for sure. Or maybe just your main focus now. Maybe in the past with that Seven of Pentacles, it was very practical, wasn't it? You may have thought, oh, what's going to be practically worth it? And now it's like, well, what's going to be emotionally worth it now? What else do we need to know for that Four of Swords? So we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the High Priestess. What else? Well, the first thing I'll say is you know what your values are. You already know what your values are, and that can help to guide you as well. We've got the Empress and the Ace of Cups again. What's abundant, but abundant all round, complete abundance. It's fulfilling emotionally, it's fruitful practically, probably mentally abundant as well. Physically abundant in terms of physically doing whatever it is feels worthwhile. But as I say, you know what your values are already with the Queen of Pentacles next to the High Priestess. So that can help you to really consider, which it looks like you're already doing this, considering what is going to make you feel really happy and fulfilled. But as I say, it's like, can I get one just for the High Priestess on its own? And it can, before I do that, it can be as well that you kind of know, for some, you may know what it is that makes you happy, that will make you feel happy, or that you already get happiness from in life. You may already know what your values are, and it's like, well, how do I, because this is the 2, the High Priestess is the 2 and the Empress is the 3. So there's a connection there. How do I bring this into reality? Because the Empress she's a little bit of a conduit between the spiritual and the physical, isn't it? She's the one that gives birth. So, and giving birth, it's like a portal. It's like a portal from the spiritual into the physical. So how do you bring it into the physical? So yeah, one for the High Priestess. Okay, well, I'll take the Three of Wands first of all. That kind of felt weird. So three of Wands. 3 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 of Wands. Eight of Wands. It feels like you already know, and it's kind of about the action that's needed next. With the Wands there, the Three of Wands, it's the intentions. The Eight of Wands is the action. The Hermit is kind of walking the path and not letting anything or anyone distract you. You are your own guiding light. Let's just get one more for that. But why is it stressing you out? It's like the thought of taking action stresses you out. Is it because you feel like you might do the wrong thing, make the wrong choice? Okay. So let's look at the Ace of Pentacles, which is any kind of external influence. And I feel like the first thing that comes to mind is the external influence is the need for the right opportunity is the first thing that comes in here. The desire and the need for the right opportunity. Yep, the right opportunity is the one that will lead to the Ten of Pentacles, where it's something that's abundant all round, like physically, emotionally, mentally, long term. Everything about it is abundant, and it's real as well. It's tangible too. So whether this is a relationship, job, whatever, Four of Wands is, there's a connection to home here as well with the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. But it would be something that feels very secure, something that you can celebrate, something that you can enjoy. It could be out to do with a house, to be honest, for someone, or where you live, your location. Someone might be thinking that then, like, I'm not happy here, whether that is in a place, a specific house, a town, a country, in a job, whatever. So we've got the Knight of Swords, and then we've got the Star. And then we have the Nine of Swords. Okay. I would say that the Knight of Swords and the Star together feel like alignment. So again, the external influence is that you need the right opportunity for you, and it needs to feel like it's in alignment with you, your truth, your wishes, your desires, a feeling of security, something that you're happy to commit to long term. And I would say with that Nine of Swords, you wouldn't want something that stresses you out. I mean, I know in life we can't avoid stress altogether, but in the past you may have put yourself in situations again where you were enthusiastic to begin with, and then you thought, Jesus Christ, this is actually a hell of a lot of stress, but unnecessary stress, you know, because again, as I said, you can't avoid stress altogether, but there are some situations that we can get into where it's like, this is an insane amount of stress. Like, you know, when you're in constant flight or fight mode, and it's like, that isn't normal. It's not normal for human beings to be in that state constantly. Occasionally, yes, sometimes, yes, but not all day, every day. That's not normal. So that would be something, the right opportunity for you, it would be no unnecessary stress, to be frank. Because I think we do sometimes, a pattern that we can have is that we intentionally or unconsciously, actually not even intentionally, we choose stressful situations for whatever reason we may have. Maybe we're programmed to believe that that's normal, or maybe we're punishing ourselves sometimes. I don't know, there can be different reasons for it, but I would say it's an indicator now. If you've previously put yourself in a lot of stressful situations, stop that, you know. So let's look at the Tower, which is the hidden, what's hidden. And I think I did already say it could be a fear of this Tower energy, of the fallout or everything falling apart. So let's see what else comes up for the Tower. You've got the Eight of Wands. We have the Hermit. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Devil. And I'm going to get one just for the Devil, just to check. Well, I would first of all say the devil being there, it's the fear of not getting a fair, balanced, desired outcome. So what's hidden? What is hidden? Can be a fear of having to leave something behind. That's another fear that comes up with the Tower. Again, a fear of dealing with the fallout. The Two of Pentacles. If things change, there's a fear that things can be thrown off balance, that there's no balance anymore. The Hermit feels like, again, with a massive change or tearing things apart, for some it can be a fear of being on your own, having to do it on your own, but there are some paths in life that we have to take alone, aren't there? Doesn't mean that your whole life has to be alone necessarily, but there's just certain things you do where it's like this particular thing, there can't be anybody else involved, there can't be any interference, you've just got to go for it by yourself. And then we have the Eight of Wands. There might be a fear for someone that if a change is made, it's too quick. And if you're someone who doesn't adapt to change very well, if something happens very suddenly, it can be a lot to take in. It could potentially be that what's hidden, if it's not just about fears, it can be that something happens very suddenly, like a Tower happens. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but it can be that something happens really quickly with the Eight of Wands and the okay, I keep hearing 8 days. What's happening in, let me just have a quick look in my diary and on my calendar. 8 days. What's going on in 8 days? 5, 6, 7, 8. The end of September. That's all I can see on my calendar. I can't see anything else happening in 8 days. But obviously that could be relevant for someone. I know we've got the new moon. Solar eclipse is on Wednesday the 2nd. In the UK, it's on the 2nd. Yeah, 8 days. I don't know. If anything happens in 8 days, and we've got Eight of Cups as well, actually. I mean, the ones would be closer to days and the cups would be months. But yeah, if anything happens in 8 days, feel free to let us know. But yeah, there is the possibility of a Tower happening and potentially something very quick where it puts you on a new path and you literally just have to leave something behind and go on a new path. And with that new path, it could mean there's two ways of looking at this. One, okay, no, actually, with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it can be that you are no longer having to balance something that was restrictive to you with the Devil being there. Yeah, it might be that you no longer, by this Tower happening, it allows you to be able to walk away and then you can work on restoring your own sense of balance. Or for some, it could feel like that Tower happening can just throw everything off and it's like, shit, I've got to deal with all of this now. But it depends on your circumstances individually. But I'd say with the Justice card being there, it does feel like the things can work out. Okay, let's get you cards for potential future and guidance as well. So what does Libra need to know for future? Oh, okay. That's the gold pot. Well, it's a treasure chest, but... And I'm noticing is there a tortoise in there, and tortoises are slow. And then let's get you some guidance, please. Nine of Wands, the Empress. I would say you are working towards whatever it is that feels really abundant to you. You are working towards that. It may not feel easy. There's the Nine of Wands there, but Ten of Pentacles abundance, Empress abundance, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, etc. I feel like you're working towards that. So let's see. And there's a great chance for success as well. But I think, as I say, you have to embrace the emotions. You have to release the fears. That will help. Right, so the Ten of Pentacles. Well, that's a call to action. I think I mentioned that earlier. A call to action and choosing comes to mind with the Knight of Wands. You choose what you want to give your time, effort and energy to. And that's how you get your abundance. And I can imagine someone sitting there thinking, oh, well, I already have chosen and it's not working out. But have you chosen what you really, really want to do? Or have you chosen what you think you should do, or what somebody else suggested or guided you to do? Is it what you really want to do? Is it really your choice? So we have Three of Cups, Six of Cups. And let's get one more. The Wheel of Fortune. So things will be different. Things are going to change. Things will be different. You will move on from the past and into a new cycle. As you move into the future and there's that sense of abundance there, it is something that will feel supportive in itself. It doesn't, I mean, the Three of Cups for me, it can be a card of support. It can be celebration as well. So it can be something that you feel you can celebrate. Whatever you're working on in the future, it will feel like something that you can celebrate. But it can feel supportive as well. And it's not necessary, it doesn't have to mean supportive in terms of people being supportive, but whatever you're doing, whatever choice you've made, it feels like, yes, I've finally made a choice that feels like it gives me what I need. When I say supportive, I mean it gives you what you need or how you want to feel. Let's look at the Nine of Wands and the Empress as guidance, please. Well, the one thing I would say looking at that is you don't have to choose struggle. I mean, I already mentioned, I think I mentioned in this reading, it was about anxiety, not choosing unnecessary stress. We don't have to choose struggle, because sometimes we do. And we may not think we are. We may say, oh, well, I had to do that. And obviously it depends on your individual circumstances. But sometimes we do choose stress. We choose stressful situations, and we don't have to choose that. Anyway, Nine of Wands, Empress. What do we need to know about you? So we have the Hierophant. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Lovers, okay? Yeah. The Lovers, the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, again, it reiterates, what do you really want to choose for yourself? What truly feels like something you would love or value? What truly feels like it would I feel like saying be your sanctuary, and I don't mean that as in I mean, it can be, but I don't necessarily mean it as in a literal sanctuary. But just something really pleasurable and secure. What feels like that for you? The Hierophant here with the Four of Pentacles, for me, it feels like where you might have to be a little bit of a rebel to a certain degree, but it feels like it's where the rules kind of keep you stuck. It's like, you know, and you feel like, oh, well, I'm doing the right thing, but then there's no growth there. You've got something, you've got a foundation, you've got some degree of stability, but it's like you're holding on for dear life and there's nothing else. There's no room for growth or anything else. So what is it that you really want? What really feels like abundance for you? What do you really want to choose? What do you really want to embrace based on your own feeling and your own intuition and your own desires, not what's been suggested to you or what you've been coerced or pressured into or been told is the right thing to do. I mean, obviously not to say that we can all go around doing whatever the hell we want and not consider anything or anyone else, but if you spent a lot of your time and a lot of your life, I mean, obviously Libra can be known to have a people-pleasing energy. What is it that you really want for yourself now? So we're going to get your final advice from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. So what else do we need to know for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising? What else do we need to know for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising for October 2024, please? Yeah. We have Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. And on the bottom of the deck, I feel like I need to show you this. It says, let spirit be your guide. Let's read this from the book, and then that will wrap up the reading. Wrong book. So it says, Oracle message, when Aunt Spirit comes to visit, is to celebrate the benefits of working in a partnership with others as part of a community or tribe. Spirit reminds you that to build your dream, you need to work with others, accept help, and trust in your most important partnership, the one you have with Spirit. Your intentions will come to fruition if you remain awake and focused on co-creating your reality with others and with Spirit. Remember that the world around you can easily seduce you if you don't have some sort of practice or discipline like meditation to keep you on track as you build the life you desire. Connecting with others and having accountability partners can be very helpful, as it's unlikely that everyone will fall asleep at the same time. The other message Aunt Spirit holds is that you are now at an auspicious time to ask for help and receive it. Whether you need help assembling a team, finding a new tribe, or requesting assistance from others who are there for you, everything is working to support you now, right now. The protection message says, do you really believe that you have to do everything yourself? Do you believe that somehow any help you get will be disappointing or not good enough? Perhaps it is time to address your issues of control and bias toward the negative. It doesn't matter where or why you came to be pessimistic or mistrustful. The fact that Aunt Spirit is showing up now is a sign that you have an opportunity to heal and to relearn to trust that others will show up for you in a genuine way. And Spirit wants you to remember that your expectations and limiting beliefs are a vibrational offering that draws in the opposite of what you desire. Spirit wants to help you and will send collaborative partners your way. It's time to see the universe as conscious and connected, loving and helpful, but you must participate in this activity of co-creation. Creating reality is not just about dreaming. If you are feeling orphaned from community, reach out and communicate. If you feel vulnerable, know that being present in your vulnerability can help you draw in someone who wants to assist you. Trust in your partnership with Spirit, and your outer conditions will start to reflect that. Then you will see the miracles waiting for you, including partners who appear ready to lend a hand. So that's interesting. And some of the takeaways, I think there were 2 takeaways and I've forgotten one already, is if you start out with being very honest in yourself about what it is that you want and need, then you can make those needs known, and then you can collaborate. And I think that's the point of this reading, is that you've got to decide for yourself. Even if you're working with other people, you have to know what your intentions are for yourself as well, even if you're going to collaborate. There was something else that came in and I can't remember what it is now. I'm not going to remember now. I should have said it initially, but I wanted to read the message. About getting support from the right place. That was the second thing I was going to say. So whatever you're doing, as I say, you've got to make the decision yourself about what you want to do, what you want to pursue. And then if you do need help, just make sure you get it in the right place. Because sometimes, and I'm not saying that people purposely always give us bad advice or bad guidance. Sometimes they are, a lot of the time, they're probably doing it from the goodness of their heart, but it's not always right for us. So whatever you're doing and pursuing, just use your discernment to make sure you're getting the support, the right support that you need, and that you're getting it from the right place as well. So I'll leave your message there, Libra. I hope that you have a brilliant October. I'll be back in a couple of weeks with the mid-month check-ins. Until then, take care.